Good evening, folks. Ken Hovind here and the crew at Dinosaur Adventureland in the new church. Freezing cold since we don't have the ductwork to get the furnace on, but anyway. Welcome. It's November 26, 2021. Thank you guys for all the hard work to get everything set up this far. How many wires we got running across the stage here? Too many? Good. Tonight, comments on comments and question answer time. Welcome to Dinosaur Adventureland. We believe the Bible is true and evolution is dumb. Didn't happen. God made everything about 6,000 years ago, like he said he did, everything. That would include dinosaurs. He said in 6 days, the Lord made heaven and earth, the sea, and all that in them is. That would include everything. Dinosaur. Anyway, we believe God ought to get the glory for his creation. He told the children of Israel that in 6 days he made heaven and earth. And dinosaurs always lived with man. And evolution is the most dangerous, dumbest, and most dangerous religious cult in the history of the world. It's a mental illness. You believe you came from a dot of nothing. I was following a log truck today when I went to get the new axle for the Polaris. Gigantic pine logs on there, and I thought, it is hard to believe all those fit in a dot. What's the biggest tree you ever cut down, brother? Foot? 6 foot? Can you imagine that fitting in a dot smaller than a period on a page? I can't either. I don't know how you guys can swallow such a dumb theory. Anyway, we had our Big Bang, Bible Believers Baptist Big Bang blowout yesterday. How many liked the food that Freddie fixed and all? Oh, was that good? Man, unbelievable. Many atheists indicated they could not or would not come for a debate on Thanksgiving. So we will graciously extend the offer every month for a year. For 8 years? Typo. For many years. So you can pick a date and come. No excuse now, guys. Pick a date to come on. Any atheist who will come, take all 3 tours of DAL, will be invited to join me for steak dinner. They'll be given an equal time on our channel to share why they believe in evolution. It's all free. Please come. So let's see. December, winter solstice, the shortest day of the year, is going to be December 21st. We'll have a Bible Believers Baptist Big Bang blowout on December 21st, the shortest day of the year, and you can come present your case for evolution. No excuse, not a travel time. Well, getting close for holidays here. Winter solstice, see, the Earth is spinning around, and it's also going around the sun, and the Earth is tilted over 23.4 degrees. So because of that, there's one particular moment where it's tilted as far as it can possibly get away from the sun, and for us in the northern hemisphere, we have the shortest day possible. This year, it's December 21st at 9 in the morning, 9:59 in the morning. So come on down, guys. We'll have a debate on that date. If you'd like, we can explain all about summer solstice, winter solstice, if you would like. Okay. Then my birthday, January 15th. Another fellow happened to be born on my birthday. I forget his name, somebody. But any atheists want to come take the tours and join for steak dinner and join us on the program can come on my birthday. If you don't like that one, try February 9th. That's my spiritual birthday into God's family. When I got born again, come join us on the program that day. If that doesn't do for you, we can go on March 20th. That is spring equinox. Equinox means equal days, equal nights. Everybody on the planet, North Pole, South Pole, everybody gets 12 hours of daylight. Equal nights, equal nights, equal days. So come on that date. If you can't do that one, how about April 1st? Now that April Fool's Day is the perfect day for atheists to share what they believe. You believe you came from a dot. I'm sorry. You can share why. We'll give you equal time on our program. If that doesn't work, how about May 30th, Memorial Day? On down here for May 30th. If that doesn't work, June 19th, Father's Day. Maybe some of you atheists would like to have God as your father in that day. Be a good day to choose him to be your savior. If that doesn't work, how about the 4th of July? And to declare your independence from the dumb theory of evolution. And we'll do more for August and September, et cetera, as the test time progresses. So no excuses, guys. Come on down. Let's see. We believe the scoffers are willingly ignorant of how God made the earth standing out of the water and in the water. Key phrase right there. And the world was overflowed with water and perished. The scoffers are ignorant of the creation and the flood and the coming judgment of God. 206 baptized now so far. And our four-wheelers, out of our 7 four-wheelers, how many are broke down right now? At least 3. Had to panic today to find enough to take everybody on the tours today. So I went this morning over to the Polaris dealer to get the front axle, but third or fourth time we've replaced it on the Polaris. And I saw something. A Polaris, a baby little bitty Ranger, 150, $6,000. Would that be cool for the kids? And I saw something. It's called The Lust of the Flesh. I stopped next. I tried to transfer a picture. Can you zoom in on a picture on my phone, brother? Would that work? Stay louder. So where?
Get on your phone again and pull up the picture.
Oh, okay. Get on my phone again. Pull up the picture. A Polaris side by side with doors and heater and air conditioner. I nearly froze today giving the tour. And can you imagine heater and air conditioner in a side by side? I talked to the guy who's got it. He said he loves it. It costs $27,000, but the Bible says the lack of money is the root of all problems. Anyway, come visit the dining hall was packed yesterday with people from all over the place. And how many of you visitors enjoyed the food yesterday? Yeah, that Freddie can cook, can't he? Did anybody get any pictures yesterday? I can't believe nobody. I didn't think. Oh, please email them to me. I would like pictures. I'll put them together of the food. All the food laid out there is incredible what Freddie did. All the people crammed in there. So come visit Dinosaur Adventureland. Take the tour, the real tour on the side by side. Come see. Look at the camera. Okay. Come see our new Longhorn cow. Get our video series, 18 hours on science in the Bible. Get the whole thing for $50 and send it back when you're done. Get your money back, minus the shipping cost. Sandra, what's the cost to ship those out in the U.S.? About $4. What's that?
They can choose free shipping.
Oh, okay. But our cost is about $4 to ship them. Yeah. No big deal. Come on. Okay, get our book on what on earth is about to happen. We're headed for trouble, folks. My chart behind me, talking about that topic. You get the big chart for $25, the little ones for 10. It's coming fast. I get people from all over send me emails and people that are in the know, say, oh, Brother Hovind, did you know ABC? There's a lot of people indicating the plan is, but from the New World Order folks, to crash the economy very soon, maybe even next month. Crash the economy. So you have to get a chip to buy or sell is the long-term goal, according to Revelation. Anyway, get that. People still complaining about us not being on all these. Are we on a bunch of channels?
I can put the links in the description of the YouTube videos, but other than that, we're good.
Okay, so keep that up, man. Come take the real tour, the Science Center tour, the farm tour, and the playground tour. Let's see, built by volunteers and donations. People come from all over the place to see this. And kids, people, everybody has a blast. Well, atheists might not have a blast. We'll try. Come see all of our critters. You can feed them. Try our supersound satellite dish. See the quince tree. Now, there's quite a story behind the quince tree. I like that one. And the sassafras tree. I can't spoil it for you. You got to take the tour to see it all. Okay, straight north of Pensacola, 70 miles, in the town of Lenox. I got to change that. 206 baptized now here at Dinosaur Adventureland. Visitors today, you guys have been introduced before? Where are you from? You weren't introduced before. Where are you guys from?
From Missouri.
Missouri. Okay, I could not hear him. Good to have you here. How'd you like it so far? It's price is right, free. Can't beat it. Okay, come on down. Our church floor here, when they put it down, was oak on the outside and cedar on the inside. The heart there, the cross you see there is made out of cedar. And there it is, stained and varnished. So we saved all the cedar shavings. There are a bunch of them. If you want to get a bag of the shavings, you can get them to put in your sock drawer or something. Any donation in any amount, Sandra will send you a bag of the shaving. There's what the cross looks like right where you guys are sitting back there. There we get the cedar shavings. Okay, let's see. Join our 777 club. Help us to open for free. drdino.com and make any checks to CSE. Okay, comments on comments. People here get to come first. You got a comment or question? Here's your chance. We'll try to, if I know, I'll tell you. If I don't, I'll say, I don't know. My mom and dad kept a baby book on all of 4 of us kids, 3 boys and a girl. And they had the first sentence ever spoken by each of the kids. My first sentence was, I don't know. It's been many things still, I don't know, but a couple things I do know. Then those watching live can send in questions and posted comments and mailed in questions. Okay. Anybody here got one they're going to start with?
I've got a couple.
Okay, hang on. Keep in mind, any cursing or profanity will get you banned. So will comments that are not on topic. And excessive comments, some people want to take over our channel. I'm sorry, go get your own channel, okay? It's pretty easy to do. It's our channel. We can ban anybody we want for any reason we want. But just being stupid, boy, that would ban quite a few. Never mind. Understanding science, the money is where it is. The scoffers in the last days are ignorant of how God made the heavens and how the world was overflowed with water, ignorant of the creation and the flood. That's the bottom line on this chart right here. The creation and the flood and Jesus Christ about 2,000 years ago. So let's see. I'm going to skip all this to get up to the questions because I got so many to go through right now. All right there. Here. Okay. Okay. What's the one you got there, Damien?
Someone asked how can there still be fish if DNA breaks down in water?
Well, the DNA in the fish is encapsulated in a cell that is encapsulated actually in a nucleus with a nuclear membrane, and then that's inside the cell, which has a cell membrane. So they misunderstand that that it breaks down in water if it's in contact with the water. Okay.
What does an emu taste like?
What does a meteor taste like?
Emu.
Emu. Well, it's a sad story. They were cooking the emu, and I don't know what happened for sure, but they decided to turn it into jerky instead, and it won't be ready for a couple days. So I don't know. But I talked to one of the guys I gave the tour to today, said, "Oh, I eat emu all the time. I love emu." Okay. That's all I know about it. It's other people's taste. Any others? Okay. Starve the Monster wrote in, "Nobody will debate a topic with someone who doesn't understand the topic, especially during a holiday week." His excuse for not coming for yesterday. Well, Starve the Monster, I think I pretty much do understand the evolution creation topic. Evolution is a religion. There is no scientific evidence for it at all. None. All they do, they say, "Oh, there's just so much evidence." I say, like what? Well, there's just so much. Okay, name one. Well, there's just so much. Okay, name one. They never name one. Jesus wrote in, "Kent, if an average Joe can get Christmas lights to blink in sync with music, surely a designer would never have looped a connection under the heart to back up to the larynx." I contacted Frank Sherwin today at the Institute for Creation Research, longtime friend of mine. He's a biology major, a master's degree in biology. I said, "Frank, the nerve that goes down, actually the left one, the nerve goes down around the aorta and back up to the voice box on the left side. We covered that the other night. And the atheists are saying that's a bad design. Well, I don't have it all put together yet, but I'm working on it. Many times in the Bible it talks about, as a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. Out of the abundance of the heart, the mouth speaketh. I said, "Frank, has anybody done research to see if the place where the nerve loops around the aorta, if there's some kind of contact where where the heart is actually involved in the thinking process?" I mean, we all say, "Oh, no, the brain does all the thinking." Well, maybe there's more to that. So some of you want to research, find all the verses in the Bible about the heart connected with thinking, and maybe that nerve looping around, going from your head around your heart, around the aorta of your heart before it comes to your voice box. Maybe that's for some of you to take a little more time to think before you speak. Okay. So I don't think it's out of Jesus. You are way off track on this one. You don't understand that part of a design. If it was shorter, they'd sound like birds? Yeah, who knows? Okay, Tom writes in, "I really enjoyed watching this from start to finish. Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, everyone." Tom, thank you, Tom. Henrik, "This is so sad, depressing, and funny at the same time." Well, Henrik, if I remember, you write a lot of comments in favor of evolution, so I'm sorry it was sad. It's supposed to be Thanksgiving. It's supposed to be cheerful. And if you accept Jesus as your Savior, you can be cheerful too. "Hey, creationists, you believe peer-reviewed papers are circular reasoning. Where do you get your sources?" Well, see, my peers, people who believe like I believe, all agree and think that creation's true and evolution's wrong. So all the peer-reviewed journals from those who believe in creation are saying, yay. What's a peer anyway? Who's reviewing what? Those who believe in evolution? Peer gospel facts. Peer-reviewed means a group of friends, colleagues, pals agreed to a conclusion. That's about it. Don't be deceived. The Rick writes in, "No, it doesn't. It means by those who have knowledge of the topics. Oftentimes, papers will go to other scientists who have different opinions and views. This is done for intellectual integrity. Well, Rick, I'm sorry you feel that way. It is absolutely not true. See, in order to get your degree from an accredited school, you have to kiss the behind of those who believe like they want you to believe. And if you don't agree with what they say, they'll deny you a graduation. Many people give stories about how they were creationists, went through secular schools, and were denied advanced degrees because of their belief in creation, and they didn't swallow the evolution religion. Let's see. It's funny you say means group of friends, colleagues, and pals. Don't be deceived. Yet where are the creationist papers published? Well, there are quite a few paper journals. There's the Institute for Creation Research in Dallas has one. The Ken Ham Answers in Genesis. They do a lot of research and papers on this stuff. Tell you what, Matt or Steve, we could start a publishing house right here, couldn't we? To have creationist papers published. I got curious on this. China. The conversation. Research in China is complicated by the Communist Party influence. Wait. You mean if you come up with a conclusion that doesn't meet the party line, it'll not be published? Oh, it's exactly what happens in America. If it doesn't meet evolution standards, it won't be published. Says a researcher who worked there. Let's see. I'm a social scientist specializing in psychology, anthropology, and mental health in China. I was born in China and immigrated to the U.S. as a child with my parents who came for grad school. I've been working with physiologists, therapists, etc. since 2011. I've worked on research projects that were commissioned by Chinese Communist Party departments, as well as more personal projects. Let's see. I've experienced and observed firsthand the challenges a research scientist faces in China across a variety of health-related projects. So he saw it firsthand. Let's see. Since I began field work before 2013, there's been a noticeable progression of how both I and Chinese researchers approach subject. You got to be careful how you approach the subject. Suppose somebody today in America decided to publish a research paper. They did careful research and found out if you get jabbed in the arm, it's probably going to kill you. Would they publish that? No, they'll take you off of YouTube for a week, won't they? Yeah, okay. Let's see, for researchers anywhere to depend on collaboration with local universities. So you have to, it's normal practice to peer reviewed means the other people who already have control, make sure you say what they agree with or they don't publish it. That's all peer reviewed means. China's fast-growing higher education system is mostly state-owned. Politics has always influenced Chinese academics. Do you think an article would be published in a peer-reviewed Chinese newspaper condemning communism? No. Well, why not? Don't they have free speech over there? No, they don't. And there's no free speech here either. Used to be, not anymore. During field work, I would attend department meetings, talks, and classes that some students and faculty would routinely miss due to mandatory attendance at party meetings and classes held on campus. So they can't come because they're required to be at a Communist Party meeting. Party ideology classes on Marxism, Mao Zedong, etc., are mandatory courses for undergrad and graduate. Protect the party. That's what's so important in China. No criticism of communist China is allowed. That's peer-reviewed in China, isn't it? Let's see. What's the evidence for evolution? Evolution in this context is both a fact and a theory. It is an incontrovertible fact that organisms have changed or evolved during the history of life on Earth. You're not allowed to question that. Biologists have identified and investigated mechanisms that can explain it, really. Protect the theory with your life. So peer-reviewed doesn't impress me at all. And if they say, well, he didn't publish in a peer-reviewed journal, so yay, freedom of speech. Okay. Fear the Truth says, still waiting for an atheist to make logical argument with facts. Any more over there, Damien? Let me know. Okay. Brian writes in, strange, you haven't looked very far. You don't have to look very far. Blissfully Lala. What is your evidence? Tom, I really enjoyed watching this from start to finish. I said that already. Larry Nelson, Simon Dan, Bill Nye, the Science Guy, Atheist Junior, and all others should have showed up. I agree. Where were they? So that's why we have it every single month, an opportunity. All of you are invited. Aaron, you're invited. Now, if you and I have a debate, which I hope we do, we have control of your microphone and you shut up completely when it's my turn to talk. Equal time, no interrupting. That's the only way. That's the only way. He can't win otherwise without interrupting. That's all he did. And Atheist Junior, he got the filthiest mouth you've ever seen. You won't debate him because of he talks pornography. Yep.
We could build a soundproof room to put them in.
A soundproof room to put them in. Yeah. They can scream and yell all they want in their room. They think somehow that, cursing and swearing adds, power to their words. Some of them have stuff in their mouth I wouldn't put in my hand. We got that laying on the field up there where the cows are. Let's see. Abigail writes in, why? Oh, they should have showed up? Yeah, to defend the theory of evolution. Bubba says, so we could hear them present the 3 best evidence for evolutionism. Where is it? We covered some of those from, what was the guy's name? 9 evidence. The guy we did yesterday, I forget his.
Rationality rules.
Rationality rules, but it's
Stephen Woodford?
Stephen Woodford?
Yeah.
Yeah. Sure. And you got some evidence for evolution. We'll explain it. Okay. Would have made for an awesome entertainment. Atheist whack down in Christian love, of course. Okay. Carl Sagan said, the reason humans resembled dragons in their past and in legends is because a small mammal that lived with the dinosaurs saw the dinosaurs, and that memory was passed genetically to us. What? How many of you had some memory passed on from your great-grandparents? You've got to be insane. Did Carl Sagan really say that? Somebody find the documentation on that. Here it is, episode 11 of his Cosmos series, The Persistence of Memory. Can one of you guys find that on the internet and see if you can? I want to watch that and show it myself. He's a very intelligent man otherwise, but man. Okay. Christ is King. Carl knows better now. Yeah, he's sad. Schulz's guitar. Haha. Daniel, that was pretty dumb. Who knew Sagan could believe such a thing? Well, if that is true, we'll find out if he really said that. So a small mammal saw the dinosaurs and passed the memory on to us, and that's why people had legends of dragons. See, again, it's, defend the theory of evolution. They're so intent on protecting that theory. There's another logical answer. Dinosaurs did live with humans, and humans killed most of them. And that's why there are dragon legends. Duh. Well, they just see, according to the Bible, the people before the flood came lived to be 900 years old. And during this time, reptiles that never stopped growing would grow to be huge. And that's the age of dinosaurs right here, before the flood. Noah would have taken them on the ark, probably babies. After the flood, for a few hundred years, people killed most of them, or they died from climate change. There was a new world now. Lifespans dropped off. I don't think it's a memory from a small mammal that saw. See if you can find that. Episode 11, Cosmos series. Okay. We can't be clobbered when we can't rebut anything, when you can't rebut anything. Well, Katie apparently thinks there's evidence for evolution. I'd like to see it. What do you got, Katie? What's the best? I'm disappointed nobody showed up. Happy Thanksgiving. Crazed old man. You have to prove the succession was caused by evolution. Just saying it doesn't make it true. Oh, Kent, was that your impression of a chicken or was it a T-Rex? Rock, buck, buck. Does it sound more like a T-Rex or a chicken? Rock, buck, 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 buck. Sounds like a T-Rex, doesn't it? Yeah, okay. Somebody sent me the coolest picture of a chicken with a T-Rex head on it. I got to get that in here. Let's see. Following the sun. Oh, snap. Did Kent just explain why no atheist showed up to the Bible Believers Baptist Big Bang Blowout? Yes, he did. Go, Kent. Go, Kent. Have a blessed and wonderful day. Well, thank you. Thanks to Kent, Matt, and the staff. All right. Simon Dan. I thought, instead of just commenting on comments on my channel, I'll go to their channel and read some of the comments and comment on a few of those before we get too long here. Simon Dan and I have had, what, can you count how many, Matt? I think 6 or 7 times I've debunked him, or we had one live debate, maybe 2, I don't remember. But he's done several programs on me that I responded to. And anytime, Dan, Anytime. Bring it on. Let's see. He's poultry in motion. Chicken run. Simon Dan. Let's see. Taking on the biggest evolution denier on YouTube. Whoa, 2 years ago. 8 months ago. Former science teacher doesn't know any science. I don't know any science. Dan, I taught earth science, biology, and physical science for 15 years. I think I know quite a bit of science. Ask the people that come here to our science center when we do tours. Okay. Evolution denier. I like the way they say that. Let's see. Kent is back. All right. Challenging an evolution denier. Dan, my challenge to you is open. Come on. Popular evolution denier is unpopular by taking on Kent Hovind and Ray Comfort. Oh, you got, who's the guy in the background behind Simon Dan there? Brain fade. What? Apologia. Now, in real life, he's small, kind of scrawny, but he puts his big muscles on himself with his cartoon picture. He doesn't want to be seen. Never mind. So I got on their channel and got some comments. Mothra, who writes in ours quite often. I love the fact Simon Dan, just by responding to Kent, created an enemy in Kent's mind, to the point he created a whole bit around Dan in Whack an Atheist. It's hilarious and pathetic. Well, Mothra, Simon Dan, these guys need to be whacked in Christian love, like the whack-a-mole game. Knock them back down. As long as they're saying stuff that's logical and rational and reasonable and scientific, I don't mind. I like it. Yay, I'm for it. I'm in favor of science. But evolution is not part of science. It's a religion. Atheist Jr. wrote in, he's just that petty. His 777 club is based on R and Ra having a 666 club. It was Atheist Jr. What's his real name?
I think his name is just AJ.
That's his initials, Atheist Jr. Can't be. Okay. Anyway, yes, Mr. Nelson, who calls himself the sun god, R and Ra. I think you'd have to be bright to be a god, but anyway, he started a 666 club. He said, I want 666 people to send $1 a day to support my atheism. I said, that's a good idea, Mr. Nelson. Thank you. Only we got, 40 people to feed here every day. So I said, I want 777 people to give, if they can, $1 a day. Costs us a fortune to run this. Okay. Blue Phoenix writes in, add to that Dr. Kent, the science gent, is totally not a ripoff of Bill Nye, the science guy. I don't know what you mean by that, Blue Phoenix, but I'll take on Bill Nye anytime. Send him in, all you guys together. I can give 10 against 1 if I get half the time, and we discuss one topic at a time. Very simple. No profanity. Some of you can't talk without that, but just try for a minute, okay? Get your mama to wash her mouth out first and come. Or when Kent didn't rip off Pelagia's video opening. Did I rip off his opening? What is he talking about? I don't know what you mean by that. Like always, Kent face plants while proclaiming victory. So you don't think I won, Blue Phoenix, huh? That faceplant one reminded me of Boudreaux and Thibodeau were down digging a ditch. And that guy there shoveling away, and Boudreaux says, Thibodeau, how come the boss is up there drinking lemonade? He gets more money than we do, and we're doing all the work. He said, I don't know. Go ask him. So Boudreaux takes his shovel and climbs up out of the ditch. He said, boss, how come you get more money than we get? And you don't do nothing. He said, oh, it's because I have intelligence. Boudreaux says, intelligence? What is that? So he says, well, Boudreaux, take your shovel. He puts his hand on a tree. He says, hit my hand as hard as you can with your shovel. He said, no, boss, I don't want to hurt you. He said, no, go ahead. I'm going to show you that I have intelligence. He said, okay, boss. And he swings the shovel, and boss moves his hand, hits the tree, shakes him all over the place. He said, whoa. He said, see, Boudreaux, I got intelligence. Now get back to work. He climbs back down in the ditch. Thibodeau said, what did he tell you? He said, well, the boss says he gets more money because he's got intelligence. Thibodeau says, intelligence? What is that? He looked around. There wasn't any trees. He said, well, take your shovel, hit my hand as hard as you can. It's a joke. Okay. Face plants. Okay. Ricardo Davidson. Yes, he won. This is on, remember, an atheist website. In our other exchange, you've already proven your ignorance of the topic. I explained to you 3 times that a dog producing a non-dog would disprove evolution. Blue Phoenix, you better stop and think, okay? Your understanding is not even on Pokemon level. Kent lost every debate I saw him in. He can't win since he doesn't know anything. Richard, if a dog produces a non-dog, it will prove evolution, first of all. Secondly, Hovind won many of the debates. And third, you believe a dog comes from something that isn't a dog. No, a dog producing a non-dog would violate the law of monophily, but also the very definition of evolution. Hovind never won any debate since he doesn't even know what the subject is, just like you don't, which is not the same as a dog producing a non-dog. Oh, hang on. The dog ancestors were the same that dogs are, but dogs are something in addition to that. Does that make any sense to anybody? You can't grow out of your ancestry. Oh, you mean if your ancestors were humans, you're always going to be human? Look at the charts in your book, Blue Phoenix. You have whales coming from an amoeba. I think they grew out of their ancestry somewhere along the line, didn't they? Let's see. How many times do I have to tell you this until you learn? Go to Berserkly website and go through the Evolution 101 primer and look up the law of monophily. If you're honest enough to do that and don't want to succumb to confirmation bias. Okay, let's see. What is the law of monophily? The condition in which a group or taxa share a common ancestry. Have we been saying that for years here? All the chickens might have had a common ancestor called a chicken. All the dogs might have had a common ancestor called a dog. We believe in that. Being ultimately derived from a single interbreeding population as opposed to a phylogenetic group, which is derived from so many populations. Okay, monophily. So all the dog-like animals had a common ancestor called a dog. Nobody's ever seen a strawberry produce a non-strawberry. The dumbest thing I ever heard. He just keeps talking. I agree. Strawberries make baby strawberries. And there are 600 varieties of strawberries. I talked about this, last week sometime. 600 varieties of strawberries coming from 5 or 6 original wild strawberries. You're right, they didn't grow out of their heritage, did they? They stayed a strawberry. Original wild strawberry, there it is. Bible says they would bring forth after their kind, after their kind, after his kind, after his kind. I think they're still the same kind. It's called a strawberry. Let's see, dogs produce dogs. They don't outgrow their ancestry, do they? The finches Darwin saw stayed finches. But you guys have them all connected. I don't know how you can't see. You're either lying or stupid because you're saying they always stay the same. Dogs always produce dogs. Well, somewhere back long ago and far away, it came from a non-dog, didn't it? Had to. Let's see, they got the dog on the chart here. Is it on the top one? I don't see a dog. There it is, top left corner. So the dog, if you go back a little bit, got a line connecting it to a whale and a bat and an elephant. Anybody can see the similarity there. What do we have connected here? Boy, they drew lines on paper. Look at this. The jellyfish is related to a worm and a shark. Wow. You guys, you don't believe your own theory. God created them to bring forth after their kind. It's in the Bible a bunch of times. After his kind, after his kind, after his kind. Horses produce horses. Monophily. The condition in which a group of taxa share a common ancestry. I agree. Being ultimately derived from a single interbreeding population, as opposed to a polyphyletic group, which is derived from many populations. If the members of a given taxon are described from a common descended from a common ancestor, they are said to be monophyletic. The families within a class would be monophyletic if they were all descended from the same family or lower taxonomic unit. Under the strictest definition, they would all have to be descended from a single species. That's what we've been saying. Monophily is sometimes used interchangeably with, they pronounce this one differently, holophony. The condition of a group of taxa which is not only descended from a single ancestral species, but represent all the descendants of that ancestor. Okay, guys, we think, and I was going to play Simon Dan tonight, but we don't, will we ever get the internet working in here? We'll have it by Sunday.
We'll have it by Sunday.
Have it by Sunday. So I did some with Emma, and I've got some comments off of hers. Kenneth Hayes, Matt's comments remind me of my fundamentalist days as a pastor. It wasn't about studying anything for myself. It was about how well I could memorize the stock apologist answer. The better you get at repeating the stock answers, the more authoritative you sound without ever understanding the actual facts or science. I feel bad for Matt because I see former self in his demeanor. I hope someday he can shake himself free from his indoctrinated slumber. Matt, do you want to respond to that?
I mean, everything I do is based on peer review. So, I'm always looking at peer-reviewed papers. So, yeah, all my claims, a lot of the claims that are out there are mine specifically, like dinosaurs farting themselves to death. Nobody really ever brought that up. So,
well, some are complaining in the comments that the quote about the dinosaurs farting themselves to extinction, that you're lying. Show the paper.
There's not only papers, there's people that say it all across the internet. Yeah. There's literally people, there's news stories that say dinosaurs, they farted their way to extinction, but then I say it, I repeat them, and then, he's just making that up. Not true.
Can't help him. He makes money off it. No chance. Okay. Nicholas writes in, for I'm not ashamed of the gospel of Christ. He quotes a bunch of verses here. And Kenneth writes in, perfect example, thank you. Oh, I got 100 more here I could get to, but that's long enough for tonight. Okay, any more questions or comments from anywhere?
Did any atheists show up for Thanksgiving?
No atheists that I know of. The two ladies that were out there talking, well, who met them out there by the white trailer? Would they claim to be atheists, brother?
I don't know.
Okay, they just kind of wandered off and got lost, Guys, nothing to be afraid of here. Come on down. We're friendly. Okay? Any more comments or questions here? Yes.
I was sitting there thinking about the whole evolution of the whale. So they believe that it started out as a single cell, amoeba, whatever, and crawled out of the ocean and became a land-dwelling animal, only to then turn around and crawl back into the water.
Correct. Came out of the water on land and then decided to go back into the water. Maybe didn't like it up here. I don't know.
All right, well, I just want to make sure I understood that.
See, I'll repeat my claim. Nobody's ever seen any animal produce offspring other than its kind. And the atheist will say, see, that's evidence for evolution. Can't help. Yep.
I have a question. When you breed a donkey with a horse, you get a mule.
Donkey and horse make a mule. Yep.
It's still, even though a mule is a different animal, considered a different animal altogether, it's still after its kind.
I would say any 4-year-old would say that's the same kind of animal. 4-wheel drive, leather upholstery, nose on the front, So that's the same kind of animal. It's not a frog. It's not a fish. And they're 99.9% of them are sterile. Can't reproduce. But even if they could, I bet they'd still produce an animal with a single hoof on each foot. So that is a variation of the same kind of animal. And they don't get it. Okay, freezing in here. Anybody? How'd you like the new church? Anybody? Let's get the heater going. If you do duct work, come down, help us we got the air conditioner furnace right out there. Just got to run the main duct underneath. Okay, thank you. We'll see you Sunday morning. What? Another one here. Go ahead, another one.
Is it circular reasoning for Christians to argue that the Bible is true?
Is it circular reasoning for Christians to argue that the Bible is true? No. I think you can start with you can make any statement. And then if you try to prove it right or wrong, that's what science is supposed to do. If I looked in this drawer, if I just felt in the drawer and said, wow, this feels like a comb, I could do all the testing on it, and without even looking, say, yeah, that's reasonable to say that's a pocket comb. Okay. So you can if a book is claiming to be the Word of God, like the Bible claims to be perfect, it claims to be God's words. Okay, well, let's examine the claim. If it's a perfect book, find a mistake in it. I've been studying it 53 years. I haven't found one. I've seen, does anybody have that book, 500 Supposed Errors in the King James Bible? We sell that in the bookstore, don't we?
51.
51. There's another one,
Errors in the King James.
the errors, the so-called errors in the King James Bible. Yeah, it answers most of them. So I would challenge anybody to show me something wrong in the book. Here's a book claiming to be the Word of God. It certainly changes a lot of lives, changed mine, and it made a claim, and so far it's been proven true. Okay, Sunday morning.
Last question.
Last question.
Do you think that La Palma may be the second trumpet, and that the asteroid coming in December is the third, hence the NASA dark launch?
The asteroid coming in December might be the third. There's so much going around the internet about the comets coming in and going, we're all going to die. I don't follow that much. I probably should more, but you studied that, Matt?
Not really.
The comet Wormwood is coming in, 7 years? And
That's what they say.
don't know. We'll see. Okay, thank you so much. Bye.